Good morning everyone, I'm about to set off now. It's a gorgeous day. I've got 2 locks to go down, but there's lockies on, which is really going to help me out. And then I'm going to be turning right onto the Coventry Canal. Oh, but this sunshine, it's going to be glorious. And because we've got lock keepers on these 2 locks today, this means that Bonny can go on the roof for the first time doing locks. She's never been on the roof when I've single-handed locks before, so it'll be good to see how she copes being inside a dirty, dark chamber. Thank you very much for your help. Bye. Oh, I'm loving the fact that we've got lock keepers on, because normally I do all these locks on my own and it's bloody hard work. And this is just, I am whizzing down them today, absolutely whizzing down them, which is fantastic. It's good for you, isn't it? Eh? You get to see what it's like being in a lock. I've done 2 locks and I didn't get covered in lock jizz. Melissa's walking little Chico, so I think she's going to open the swing bridge for me, which is all good because that means then I'm not jumping on and off the boat today. Little Bonnie's on the roof with me, so she feels safe and I'm not, leaving her. Yeah, it's going to take a lot of time, a lot of practice, but we'll get there. So this is Fradley Junction and straight on is the Trent and Mersey down to Shardlow. As you can see, I'm turning right and this will take me onto the Coventry Canal. I've just had to slam on because I didn't see that boat coming. Ooh. So the main reason that I'm heading onto the Coventry Canal today is I'm meeting Brian the blacksmith because I want him to put some extra locks on my boat, the front doors and the back door. So I've just come down those 2 locks, filled up at the water point and then moored myself here. So the blacksmith boat's just moored next to me now and he's going to be doing some work for me, put me some extra bolts on, some extra locks. I just want my boat to be a little bit more secure, but there's a bit of drilling and grinding and all that needs to go on.
Quick, there's a boat coming.
So at the moment, the blacksmith, Brian, is fettling with me back doors. I want a deadbolt rather than a padlock because I think it just looks nicer and it's a bit more secure. So he's just doing that for me now. I had to turn my boat round yesterday. Oh, it was horrendous. It took me 2.5 hours to get all the way to the winding hole and back. Yeah, so half the day was gone. But yeah, I've turned the boat round, so I'm facing that way, but I'll have to turn round again to go back that way. Oh, it's the joys of boating. So there's another little trading boat here now, Hook and Turner they're called, that's the trade name. And they make all things on the boat. They turn wood and they also crochet and some really good prices as well. Yeah, everything's made by hand. I mean, look at that.
Just wood that we find on the cot really, and some of this is just tree. This is tree root, that's a tree root, so is that. I just make anything we can find. Bowls, mushrooms. Should have a little mouse on here, but we sold a few today. Oh, got one left. And the mice, and then the clocks. It's just keeps me sane, especially in the winter. That was just made out of some laminated ply. A couple of big sheets glued together, and just turn that out of it.
So Brian's finished the work on my back doors and he's shot off, and now that dreaded padlock's been removed and I've got a proper deadbolt. I absolutely love it. Good morning everyone, it's just gone 7 o'clock in the morning and I need to set off today. The main reason being is my lithium batteries are down to 45%, so I need to get cruising because I'm moored under trees and you don't get much solar at all when you're under trees. The reason why I'm setting off so early as well is we've got a massive storm coming in. This afternoon it's going to be 35-mile-an-hour winds. And when you're single-handing and especially mooring up, that's an absolute nightmare. So I'm going to set off now, try and get moored up before lunchtime. But first things first, we're going to turn this old boat round. And we're off. I've got my coffee here. Too early for a rum. Anyway, sorry, the sun is so low in the sky because it's so early. So my hair's an absolute mess and I do apologise. It's just that when I do get to a town and moor there, I'm only there for a couple of days. And it's really hard to get a hair appointment, get your hair cut, because normally they say, oh yeah, come back next Wednesday, things like that. Well, I'm never there long enough. So my mission over the next couple of weeks is to try and get to the next town, which I think is going to be Atherstone, and get a haircut. There's a lot of nipples on that bridge, isn't there? Don't be rude! So lovely spending quite a bit of time in Fradley. I loved it. I loved being with Jane and Brian and Melissa and John. They're just all lovely, real boat people. Been on the water for over 20 years and they're just gorgeous. We went walking through the nature reserve every day at least once, which was great. And Bonny loved it. Bonny loves it with all the other dogs, but she still hasn't got the social skills. When she meets another dog, she goes to it wrong. There's no etiquette with her, so she puts the dog on the back foot as well. She's got no manners. That's what it's called, no manners, have you? But we'll keep working on it, trying it all the time, every day. We are working on it. We'll get you there, won't we, baby? So lots of people have commented on my accent and asked, where am I from? Well, I'm from Cheshire, which is in the heart of Vale Royal. It's sort of in the middle of the country, a little bit up north. And I'm a northerner, I'm a proud northerner. And we have quite a sort of strong, broad Cheshire accent. Like back where I'm from in my little village, Acton Bridge, people talk, well, they're proper old school people. They talk in a real broad accent. So they say things like, put taters in the oven, which means put your potatoes in the oven. They say things like, put wood in the hole, which means put wood in the hole or shut the door. So there's all these sort of little sayings and phrases. One of the main ones that we speak in Cheshire is when we say hello to someone, we always go, hey up, hey up. I know that other areas do the sort of similar. I know Stoke is there, they say hey up duck, how you doing duck? And Lancashire and Yorkshire, they do similar sort of things. And I love it, I love these local little dialects. The question was asked mostly by people from different countries because after watching many YouTubers, they said lots of us Brits all sounded different. And then we also have our accents in the area, so if you drive a little bit more north and go to Liverpool, they're like, all right there matey, they talk like that. I hope I don't offend anyone, I'm just trying to show you. And then in Birmingham, they're more sort of lower down, and they talk a little bit like, all right there, Bob. Yeah, so we have our accents, so let me know where you're from. Do you have a local dialect? Do you have different accents? You know, what part of the world are you from? And is it different to like you driving an hour away and if they got a completely different dialect? Yeah, but I love it. And you should be proud of your own dialect, proud where you're from. Yeah, I love it. So I've got a boat come up behind me now, and the thing is with this Coventry Canal is it's quite shallow, and I'm struggling. When I try and go a bit faster than this, when I give it some revs on my wheelie thing, I'm just really struggling and going slower, and that's because the more revs you give, the deeper down you go. Hey! So I'm gonna have to find somewhere in a minute that I can sort of pull over a little bit and let these overtake, but it's too shallow here at the sides at the moment. I just don't want to be taken roughly from behind. Just a quick shout out to Sam Orchard and Mobile Michael W for becoming supporters of the channel via Patreon. Thank you so much. There was a boat coming when you don't expect it, but we were both going really slow enough then to sort ourselves out, which is always good. Hello, no worries. Reverse. It's a bloody narrow passage here with these more boats. This is Street Hay Wharf, and it's also a sort of marina type thing, and they also do loads of boat repairs and things. You can get diesel and that. Oh, this lovely gentleman up at the head there, he's reversing back, bless him. Thank you very much. Very tight. A tight entrance, that one. No, it's not. I know. Bloody hell. Thank you very much, love. Really appreciate that. So just letting these guys pass because I'm just really struggling with the shallowness of this canal. I can't get any speed up. And I just tried to pull in then to let them go, and the wind just blew me back into the bloody middle of the canal. Oh, I think I might moor up sooner rather than later today. One of them days. Ooh. You're loving it, aren't you? You're loving all the smells. It's always sad going past a sunken boat. I hate it because that was somebody's dream once. That's a brilliant boat name, that, isn't it? Love it! Woo-hoo. actually going at the moment through a military firing range. Yeah, so I hope I don't get shot by a sniper. I'm more worried about the boat and Bonny. So I love the fact that I think we're still in the military firing range. And look at the back of this boat. Let's just hope that a sniper doesn't see that one. Oh, brilliant, love it. Balls Bridge. What's that mean, Bonny? Right? It's gone a little bit gusty now, so I need to get myself moored up before this storm kicks in. So I'm just looking now for a mooring that I can get off the boat at and not overgrown like here. And also that's got some sunshine, because I need to do a lot of work and my batteries aren't fully charged yet. So I need to make sure I've got some sun for them solar panels. That's the plan anyway. Woo! Right, a little bit of a change of plan. I've just been for a walk with little Bonny, and the space is further up there and they've got a lot more sunshine, so I'm going to move up. Even though it's really windy, we're going to try and make it. So I've just pushed my front off, but the wind's blowing it straight back in. So I'm reversing my back out, and then hopefully then it gives me enough swing to get my front out. So I just walked up little Bonny then to check it all out, and there was a mooring, a couple of moorings, so I'm hoping I can get in there, because there's a lot more sunshine than there is here, because we've got all these big trees. And I worry because there's been so many incidents where the wind knocks a tree down and it lands on your boat. Oh, don't want that. Cruising your boat not only takes you on new adventures and to new locations, but also it charges your big bank of batteries in the boat. So then you can use the power from those batteries to power your fridges, your freezers, your TV, your laptop, all that sort of stuff. So when the engine isn't running, you rely then on solar. So windswept, knackered and hungry, I've finally got myself all moored up. And even though there's still trees, it's not as treey as it was. So I'll still get some sunshine on my solar panels, which is great. So I'm going to stay here now and sit out this storm. So before I take you in the rear entrance for this week's ditty, we're going to have ourselves a nice little rum. We're going to go for a classic now. We're going to have a Captain Morgan's Spiced Gold. So a little bit of this. And we're actually going to have this with a mixer. And just whilst I'm pouring this, I just want to say a massive shout out to this week's pirate crew. Thank you for everything you do. It really helps. This is a little bit of a Tropical Blast Zero Sugar. I think I got that from Asda. But it's nice with a Captain Morgan's Spice Gold. So I've got you now in the rear entrance. We're going to read two little ditties today. And don't forget, if you do want to send a little ditty in, please write it in the YouTube comments. Don't Instagram it or Facebook it, because I lose them. But if you put it in the YouTube comments, it's always there for me each week. So cheers everyone. Woohoo! I do like putting like the spice rum and the dark rums. I like putting them with a mixer. But things like Kraken and Dead Man's Fingers and all the flavoured ones, I have them neat. Yeah, hardcore. So cheers, just wetting the lips. So we've got 2 ditties. And the first one is from Carrie and Michael. And it goes a little something like this. We binge watched a pirate called Heidi. We love seeing her life on the cut. But now up to date, we have to wait weekly for all of her smut. Charming. Oh, well, it's not me that's rude, it's your minds. And the next one is from Michael Woods. And that goes a little something like this. Let me just have a quick sifter. I've got a dry mouth. Yes, just wet the lips. Heidi cruises the British cuts with best friend Bonny, who is no mutt. With top lips moist and flaps ajar, we can hear her chugging from afar. Sometimes with friends, sometimes alone. You can often see her flying her drone. Kraken is her favourite shot. She likes innuendo, but rude she's not. Hey, thank you, Michael. So if you have enjoyed this video, please do give it a big thumbs up. It really helps. Subscribe down below if you haven't already. Absolutely free. But before I go, just a massive shout out to my patrons who help me every single week with their encouragement and support. So thank you so much. Anyway, guys, that's it. So please stay safe, take care, and I'll see you next week.